Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of r/slash Entitled People. In today's episode, entitled Concert Goer, Tall People Must Move to the Back. First, racist Karen. Friend always expects me to pet sit. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Entitled Concert Goer, Tall People Must Move to the Back. I went to a general audience concert last night for a band I love and got to the venue when doors opened so I could get a spot at the front of the stage. I love live music and do this probably 20 plus times a year. It's worth noting that I am pretty tall for a woman, 6. Last night, I followed my usual routine. During the downtime between the opening and main acts, I can hear two middle-aged women behind me making some pointed, nasty comments, and one of them kept kicking my shoes. Then she grabbed my shoulder and told me that I need to move. I asked her why. She told me I needed to let her and her friend have my spot because I'm too tall. I told them both that if they wanted to be in the front, they should have gotten to the venue earlier like the rest of us in the front row, and that no, I would not be moving. She started yelling that I was violating concert-going etiquette and that in all her 40 years, this has been the way it was, and that she and her friend deserved to be in the front because they were short. I just ignored her, but she kept making extremely loud comments and shoving to the point that the security guard at the stage asked if I was okay. I was pissed but wasn't going to engage or let them ruin the show for me. Karma did bite them later, though. During one song, the band invites audience members up to the stage. The audience members were selected by the lead singer. They scooted up behind the invitees onto the stage and wound up unplugging a few cords and got told off by the stage crew a bit. I gave her a huge thumbs up from the audience. Nah, I've been going to concerts since the late 80s and I'm 6 feet 3 inches. You're spot on the money. If she wanted the front, she should have been earlier. You all paid the same. Admittedly, most bands I see would have a pit right in front of the stage. This band is quintessential 90s Brit indie. Definitely no circle pits at this kind of gig. That said, I am just as likely to attend events with pits and kinda want to give her shins a little kick, but I didn't because the security guard was in my corner and I wanted to keep it that way. I am a 5 feet 4 inches woman. I regularly demand to stand in front of the tall people at events, and I deserve it. But I usually bought the tall person's tickets because they're my 5 feet 10 inches and 6 feet 4 inches kids. My 5 feet 10 inches daughter drags me along for all the opening acts so she can be right up at the barrier. Hours and hours and hours. Fuck a short person who thinks they get to squeeze in. I bring liquid 4 packets, ibuprofen, Tylenol, and lidocaine rollers for my neck, so we can keep those spots all day. But I think I'm done. I'm too old. She's on her own at festivals. I'm buying seats or not going. I've lived long enough to see almost all my fave acts. You're a queen, and I would gladly give you my front row spot any day. Protect this woman at all costs. As a fellow tall woman, 5 feet 10 inches, good for you. The only place tall people have to move to the back is for group pictures. First, racist Karen. So I work at a community pool. We sometimes have events where a lot of people will come, especially high school age students. This lady comes and seems nice on the first day of meeting her. The next day we have a lot of students in the pool. She comes in and points out a group of Black and Hispanic teenagers and goes, "They look all right, but keep an eye on them." Okay, WTF. I just go back to doing what I'm doing until she starts screaming for help. She lies and says one of the teenagers tried to drown her in 3 feet of water. She then says, "If they were white, you would do something," and storms off and makes a scene with every other employee yelling at the top of her lungs. Some people are so out of touch with reality that bullshit just seems to spew from their mouths. It was satisfying seeing her storm off and be angry. Ban her. She basically just accused them of murder. Trespass her and ban her, but not her kids. Even better, most pools have rules where kids underage X must be supervised by an adult. I feel bad for those kids. They're literally just existing, and white Karens get triggered over it, to a point where they will lie to try and affirm their hate. When nobody cares, force other people to listen to their hate. I really struggle with the world we live in today because of shit like this. Kids trying to be kids and adults completely ruining it. Why not be happy to see them there? And not partying, drinking and driving, or smoking and doing drugs. They are at a pool trying to still be kids. Friend always expects me to pet sit. My best friend and I live in the same building as each other. When I moved to our city, we thought it would be great to trade pet care, since we both have animals. As it turned out, she traveled a lot for work before losing her job, goes home for the holidays, and needs what I would consider frequent care. My dog died, and 1.5 weeks later, she was asking me to watch her special needs dog and her 2 cats. My aunt had surgery, and I had to travel to care for her and asked my friend to help them. My friend has surgery scheduled 2 months prior to my aunt's stand. She moved her surgery date to the week that I had to go care for my aunt. This was planned months in advance, and I think she did this to not have to watch my animals. I paid $300 for someone to come and feed them while I was gone. My friend made a comment about how it sucks that the pet care isn't equal and that she feels bad that the one time I need help, she's busy. WTF? It was like she was laughing about it. Then she asked me to cat sit for her when I got back. Something always comes up when I need help, and she said because I have a boyfriend and she doesn't. I always have help and she doesn't. I think she resents me for this and feels like the world owes her something because she doesn't have a partner. She is going away in a couple of weeks to visit a friend. I don't want to watch her pets anymore. What should I say when she asks? BC, she wants me to clean the litter every other day and give medications and do all this shit, but she doesn't even offer to pay. She thinks because she lives in the same building, it's not a huge favor, but I have a job and pets of my own to care for. She has no job and has a bunch of pets. Just tell her this arrangement doesn't work for you anymore. If she insists, tell her that you feel is very one-sided, because it is, and she knows it. But do tell her in time. She will need to find someone else. Actually, you could start with that. Don't wait until she asks you. Catch her by surprise and get it over with. Second this, we had a neighbor who used to take advantage of us to pet sit their dog. The only time I'd hear from him would be a text saying, "Are you busy this weekend?" I used to think they wanted to do something together with us, but it was always dog sitting. I eventually just said it wouldn't work for us, and he'd need to make other plans for their dog. She isn't a true friend. Just tell her you have plans and can't pet sit. Repeat every time she needs pet care. Post comments saying it sucks when you have to pay for pet care. If I were in your shoes, "No" is a complete sentence. She is not a friend. She is a user. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.